Hello students, I am Prabdeep Singh, your political science teacher, and today we will revise some of our very important questions from chapter rights of class plus 1. Students, we already completed this chapter, and these questions are also I have given to you. So the first question is, what do you mean by rights? Students, rights are like a condition of a social life to be given by society and recognized by the state. Means firstly the government pass the bill, make a list of right, then introduce that rights in the society and provide that rights to the people, so that they can, by using that all the rights, the people can do some work accordingly for the welfare of the people. This is the duty of the government to provide some rights to the people for the welfare. In short, you can explain this answer in your own wording, but few terms you have to keep in mind, like rights are the conditions. Who gave this right? Government. State. To whom? To people. Why? For welfare. Clear? These type of terms or understanding you should have, and after that you can write in your own wording. It's okay. Second question, what does duty stand for? Duty is the performance towards others. One person have to perform duty towards the other people. For example, people, a nation or society. Actually students, rights and duties both are the interdependent. Rights are only fulfilled when the other person perform the duty. Clear? Keep this thing in your mind. Yes. Third question, what are fundamental rights? This is also a part of rights, but little bit different from the other rights, ordinary rights or natural rights. Fundamental rights are the granted by the Constitution of India or Constitution of the country to its citizen to be mandatory for the development of the progress of the people. Means these are the fundamental rights. If any of the rights is not fulfilled, then the person can go to the court for the justice. For example, we all have right to equality, but if any person discriminate the other person on the behalf of caste, greed or color or religion basis, then the person has a right to go to the court for to get that right, because this right is given by the state to the people with the guarantee that you have this right. Clear? I hope this answer is clear to you. After that, if you have any doubt, you can consult with me anytime. Next question, why fundamental rights are important? Actually student, all these questions are the 1 or 2 marks question. Why fundamental rights are important? Student, these rights are very important because to ensure, because these rights ensure that all the freedoms which makes one life worth living. You know that we have lot of freedoms and these rights provide us guarantee on that freedoms. Second, fundamental rights provide equality of status or opportunities, as well as to protect individual from any type of exploitations. Same thing. Now the question is that I will try to explain in small points with the heading, why fundamental rights are important? Because these rights provide us freedom. Second one, Because fundamental rights provide equality, status, the right to opportunity, and as well as protect us from the exploitation. In short, you can say that these rights provide guarantee to the people. Next question, question number 5. What does right to equality stands for? Right to equality. According to this right, all citizens of India are equal before the law. This is very important right to establish equality or to abolish inequality among the people of different caste, religion, as well as between the man and woman. Because you know that India is a diverse country, different kind of people live here together. The people belongs to different religion, different caste, different status. After that you see that all are equal. In one colony, different kind of people live together. This thing is possible only because of this right to equality. This type of example you can give in your exam. Okay students, next, who has the power to amend the fundamental rights? Students, this word is very important. Amend, change. Who has the power to change the constitution? Only Parliament of the country, or you can say that Parliament of India. Any of the house, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, or you can say that the state legislative assembly, legislative council. But if I talk about the amendment of the fundamental right, only and only the other state assembly has the power to amend the laws only. But if I talk about the fundamental rights, only Parliament has the right. Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, Parliament of the country. Why right to freedom of religion is very important right? Students, as you know that I already discussed with you, different kind of people live here together, belonging to different religion. So because the people belong to different religion, that's why this right is very important. Right to freedom of religion. According to this right, the government has no fixed right, no state religion. The government has, or you can say that the state has no religion. For state, all religions are same. In the matter of religion, the religion is a matter of faith, relates to the conscience of the person, means depend on the person can choose any religion. Citizens are free to adopt any religion. Citizen can opt any mode of worship as per choice. No one can stop them. If a person start worshipping a statue, no one has the power to stop him. And citizens are free to manage their own religion's affairs. Clear? These are the 3-4 points you have to learn. Next question, question number 8. What is the importance of Article 21 of Indian Constitution? This is also very important question. Article 21 provides protection of life and personal liberty. Protection of life and personal liberty. No person shall be deprived of one's life except according to the procedure established by the law of India. According to this right, suicide is a crime, beta. Suicide is a crime. No one has right to take their own life or another person's life. Clear? Next, question number 9. What do you mean by right to freedom? Students, in this question, This question is different. Question number 7. Right to freedom of religion. Provide the freedom to a person to choose any religion. And this question is different. Right to freedom. According to this right, freedom of speech and expression, freedom to assemble peacefully without arms in any place, freedom to form association and union, freedom to move freely inside the territory of a country, move anywhere in the country, it means without any restrictions. Clear? Right to freedom, in short you can say that few freedoms have been given in the constitution. People can use that freedom for their own welfare. Next, question number 10. What does the right to life stand for? To live up without fear, injury or any external danger. Even the individual in himself does not possess the right to take away their own life, means suicide is also a crime according to law. Question number 11. This is the part of Article 21, as we have discussed only in the last question. What do you mean by right to work? It is the duty of the state to provide work to all the citizens to earn his own livelihood. There should be efforts to remove unemployment from the society. Every state is responsible to make its citizens mentally and morally fit for the struggle of life. Clear? The government will provide opportunities to the people to do so. The government or the state, you can say that, make laws for these people. Clear? Next, question number 12. What do the fundamental duties refer to? Student, first of all you should know that fundamental duties were inserted in Constitution by the 42nd Amendment in 1976. Before that, only fundamental rights were there. In 1976, under 42nd Amendment, fundamental duties are inserted. This is very important question. To remind its citizens, so they enjoy basic fundamental rights, but they are supposed to observe certain basic norms of the democratic conduct and behavior. As I already discussed with you students, fundamental rights and fundamental duties both are interdependent. If one person performs the duty, then the other person will get the benefit of the rights. Clear? So, in Indian Constitution, here I have mentioned 10, but total 11 duties we have in the Constitution, and the 11th duty was 11th duty is right to education. That is the opposite to the right to education. According to that duty, the parents has the duty to provide education to the student, to the children till 8, up to the age of 14, so that the person can become a good citizen for the society. Clear? Total 11 fundamental duties we have better. Next, what is the directive principle of state policy? This is also very important question. Directive principle of state policy. Actually, these are the guidelines which is given by the Constitution to the state government to make policies according to this system. I will try to explain. Actually, it's same like the fundamental rights, but the only difference is that the rights which is given under this directive principle of state policy, all those rights are not justiciable. Not justiciable means the person cannot go to the court for the justice under directive principle of state policy. Certain rights that an individual should enjoy apart from fundamental rights. Certain policies that the government should adopt means directive principle of state policy. These are the directions which is given by the constitution to the state to make policies for the welfare of people, like to provide food at low price, this is a part of that. To provide equal wage, this is a part of this one, directive principle of state policy. Clear? Next question, are some exceptions to the right to equality? Explain. Like our constitution provides the right to equality to the people, there are some restrictions for that. This is the meaning of this question. Yes, there are two exceptions to the right to equality. First, right to equality refer to making special provision to the women and children, SC, ST and OBC. Students, this reservation which is started by the Constitution of India to the people like women and SC people, ST people, the main reason behind to provide reservation to the people, that is to establish equality in the society. Clear? This is the main aim behind this reservation. Second point, it mainly focus not to discriminate anyone in the matter of employment, but special provisions have been made for the reservation to post for backward classes, so that these people can come ahead in the society and develop the whole nation. That's why the government provide reservation to these people. Like in Punjab, now the government has passed one law, according to that the 50% jobs are reserved for the women. Recently the Punjab government has passed one bill. Next question, mention any two discrimination against women in the society. You all know about a lot of points. Here I am mentioning only 2 points. First one, unequal wages. In most of the fields, women's salary is less than men. Clear? Like in factories, mostly in the informal work. Second, illiteracy among women or girls. Mostly the girls leave the school after +2, because some of the people who are illiterate, they have such kind of thinking that women has a different work at home in life, that's why they have no need to do education, or some other reasons. That's why mostly the girls leave the school after +2 or 10th. Clear? That's why in some of the states the government provide free education to the girls till post graduation. Some states provide the free education to girls to till PhD. Clear? Okay. Thank you, students. I hope all these questions are clear to you now. But after that, if you have any doubt, any query, you can concern with me anytime. Okay, students? Thank you.